going to build 2 different redstone builds, but they're not really redstone. They're more TNT. I don't think that's the one. But they have to do with redstone, because they have redstone in them. But they're pranks or traps, or whatever you want to call them, to use on your friends. They both involve TNT, and one of them is a mine, basically. You go near it and it explodes. And the other one, well, it's a self-destruct button. And this self-destruct button, as you can see, does a lot of damage. To start this contraption, you're gonna have to dig down 3 blocks and make a 2x2 area. So place 2 grass blocks there. As you're gonna place a skulk sensor there, but don't place it yet. Do a redstone dust next to where it is, and that. Dig out the 2 blocks in front of it, and then dig out a 4x4 square. Now in this 4x4 square you've filled out, you're gonna place and fill up the entire thing with TNT. This build uses 32 TNT, but you might want to use more if the player you're trying to kill has good armor, something like that. Now also, if you want, you can place redstone there, but it's not really necessary. Now over the redstone, you're gonna place grass blocks. Next to that, in that hole, you're gonna place a skulk sensor with green wool on top, since it looks a lot like grass. You can tell it looks like grass because I've completely lost it. But if you look on my screen right now, you can see it somewhere near the middle, but it would be very difficult to see. Now, just to show you that it does work, I'm gonna go into survival mode, and I'm gonna walk up to the trap. Let's say you can make your friend walk here, and it makes a sound. They might notice it. When they run away, it'll make the explosion, and it'll kill them. Now, I use 32 TNT, as I said, and this is really good if you're with your friend or person trying to kill has no armor or not good armor. But if they have really good armor and it's a late game, you might need to use more TNT. You also could get creative and use TNT minecarts, if you could figure that out, which I wasn't able to do. Or you could use dispensers shooting arrows at end crystals to do it. There's a lot of stuff you can do to get creative with the build, but this is a simple way to do it if you have a lot of TNT only game. Now we're gonna build a new kind of redstone explosive contraption. We're gonna build a self-destruction button. This can be made at your house or your friend's house, whichever one you want to blow up. But now you can blow it up with a timer. It's gonna use basic redstone items, but also TNT. And the first step to making this is get the redstone and choose a target. I'm gonna build a very, very simple house to use the TNT on. Now this is my house. Obviously it doesn't look that good at all, but it's just gonna be blown up anyway, so it doesn't matter. Now the first thing is you should pick a house that has pressure plates. Obviously I didn't actually make the pressure plates. So you would change I'm gonna have to change the front to make it pressure plates be able to go there, the door. But if you have a friend that already has the pressure plates there, then it would look normal for them, and they won't think anything bad's gonna happen. But let's say you want to do it to someone that doesn't have that, then you could use the trapped chest, which I have no idea actually how the redstone signal really works. So you'll have to I will explain exactly how this works, but it might be a little bit hard to understand. But all you'll really need for this build is redstone dust, redstone repeater, and the TNT. You will also need the blocks that the person's floor is made out of, because you will be destroying their floor. But you'll also get the blocks when you mine it if you're in survival mode. So you don't actually need to bring that. But because you will need to place it back, because otherwise if the house is already destroyed, what's the point of blowing it up? Now I'll put redstone dust there and redstone dust on the floor. You will need to dig out the floor so you can actually stand there. But redstone, you have 2 blocks. Redstone repeater is only 1 block, so you will be able to place this back up with the redstone repeaters under it. But for us to be able to place it, we need 2 blocks. So just mine out their floor so you can go under there. Or if you're in Java Edition, you could use trapdoors and crawl. But I'm building Bedrock Edition, so for me, I'll have to dig out the entire floor to do it. Now you're gonna need repeaters. You can add as much repeaters as you want for this, but I'd say like 15 or something is probably a good amount. That way they think they're safe, but they're actually not. And they're all at full delay. And at the end, you're gonna place TNT. Make sure you can dig out more floor to put the TNT in, but make sure that it does not touch the redstone dust. Also, this is for the trap test, so the pressure plates will act above the TNT, so it will activate the TNT as well. So I'm not really smart about where I put this, but when you do it, make sure there's not anything like pressure plates above it, because it will activate it. Now, as I said, I don't really know how trap test work at all. So I'm going to show you this by opening it. The redstone delay doesn't work because I didn't know that for some reason the thing, I think it's because it's empty, it only goes 1 redstone dust, so I need to add a repeater right after it, which is, it's a little bit annoying because I didn't know this at first, but it won't be much of a change to add because, well, it's basic redstone, so I don't know how I'm failing at it. But this is the redstone you can do. You can make it the delay as long as you want, as much TNT as you want, any way to activate it. Use sensors like I did for the mine as well to see when they come in their house. And it starts doing that detective system so that it knows that it actually, because it does detect the hallway, so you actually have time to walk to the house before it gets exploded. So anything you want. I'm not that smart. Of course, as I said this before, the pressure plates are above, so I won't be able to show you. So I can't really get out of the house without mining, but you can see this, and you can't put the redstone also next to redstone dust because when the tick for the corners, because when the tick delay comes, it'll activate the TNT. I'm just placing TNT here. I'm trying to figure out where I can place it. But that's not allowed because you can't put it next to some dust, otherwise it'll activate. But now I'm gonna go test something. Just realized that the TNT exploded. But that's the amount of damage that the TNT did. That's a lot of damage. But I'm going to show you the redstone mechanics of it because that was a bit complicated of this. So basically, right, you're going to have repeaters. So here I'm using 15 repeaters at full delay. You can use more if you want, so they think they're safer. I don't know what you want, but you can use whatever you want. Now you're going to turn the redstone signal and place a block of TNT, and you can go all the way back with the TNT. You can make it 2 wide, 3 wide. This all depends on how big the house is. And since I'm too flat, I can't make it go much too deep. But you can also make it go if you want, as high as you want. It doesn't matter the redstone, as long as the redstone has 1 TNT, it'll still blow it all up. The bigger the house, the more TNT you need. You're gonna have redstone dust there, and then afterwards is gonna be the thing that activates the redstone thing. I'm gonna use a pressure plate right now. I'm gonna do it there, and then this is the speed it goes at. So I did it. Takes a couple seconds to go through. it activates the TNT, and watch it blow up. Look at that explosion. That explosion right there. Also, some of those holes on the side are also from it. That explosion, not the one with the remains of the house in it, but that explosion would destroy any house I know somebody would make.